Hey everyone, I'm Sean Dyking, filmmaker and video editor, and in this video I'm going to educate you on the classic film shots. There are many different types of shots within filmmaking that can communicate a number of different things, such as context, themes, or ideas. A shot can communicate who a character is. Ultimately, we use these film shots and their position within a sequence to tell a story. And you might be wondering, well, what was the point, what was the story of those shots we just saw on the screen? There's not really one. I just set up the camera and let her rip. So without further ado, here is the first type of shot. Starting with the extreme wide shot. This type of shot shows the entirety of a scene where there may be no characters present, or they might be, but not always easy to see. It's quite typical to begin a new scene with an extreme wide or wide shot. This shot is also commonly referred to as an establishing shot, and that's because the shot itself is setting up the scene, giving us an idea of context, and providing spatial awareness. And these extreme wide shots from The Revenant accomplish a similar idea as these shots do from 127 Hours. These extreme wide shots both establish our location, but also add to the overall tone of the scene. These wide shots remind us that no one is around. It contributes to the story's moments of hopelessness and isolation. In contrast to these extreme wide shots, the scenes in The Secret Life of Walter Mitty reveal various inspiring landscapes that call adventure seekers to explore them. And I think these large-scale environments being featured in these extreme wide shots also contributes to the overall themes and ideas of this movie, beckoning the viewer to take on things that they may be afraid to do, to embark on the adventure of life. The wide shot is similar to the extreme wide shot. There is some overlap here, but really the big difference with wide shots is that they provide more detail of our characters and how they might relate to their surroundings. This helps bring context to a scene and its characters. In this scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark, most of the shots where Indy is pursuing the Golden Idol are mediums and medium close-ups. But then, right at this point where Indy is about to grab the idol, we get to see the entire scene in a wide shot. The shot within this particular sequence provides a better sense of the spatial relationship between Indy and his environment and other characters. We have a moment to search the scene for potential traps that surround him, and we also have a chance to see what his options could potentially be for escape. This shot communicates context and the potential danger of the situation. Full shot is where the main subject is framed head to toe. The full shot contains the same benefits as the wide shot, however, more emphasis is placed on framing a character. Notice how this shot starts as a wide, showing stormtroopers in the frame, then we see Darth Vader fit perfectly into the frame itself, displaying his power and dominance within the composition. The medium wide shot typically frames the character from just above the knees and up, and although it's not as common and may not quite look as good, you can also frame from just above the ankles. This type of shot still captures a fair amount of the character's environment and body language. Because one of the themes within Fight Club is materialism, a medium wide shot is appropriate here so that we can see the luxury ads on both the bus stop and the bus itself without taking away from the main focus of our characters. And here are some examples with the framing just above the ankles. The cowboy shot is a more specific medium wide shot, framed starting from above the knee and up, and yes, you've guessed it, it's framed this way to ensure we don't cut out them guns. Medium shots are framed from the hips up, again giving us an awareness of environment while providing a closer look at a character's facial and body language. Medium shots are often used to show a conversation between two or more characters, as they allow the audience to see both the characters' faces and their body language. They are also used to show a character performing an action or interacting with their environment. It's important when framing these closer shots to be aware of framing around a character's joints. If you're cutting off directly at the knees or the elbows, it may look like the character is severed or disembodied from the rest of the scene. If anything is distracting a viewer's eye from the intention behind the shot, then adjust as necessary. The medium close-up is midway between a medium shot and a close-up, from about the midpoint of the chest and up. We're invited to take a closer look into the character's world,
but we aren't necessarily uncomfortably close. This means the medium close-up is a great shot for understanding what a character might be thinking without placing specific emphasis on the actions or words they are performing. The close-up is framed from around the top of the shoulders. Now, we are all up in this character's space, and what they're saying and thinking has incredible weight within the scene. This can be an important moment in the character's journey. The close-up shot can focus our attention very narrowly, and in this case it amplifies the emotion on the character David Mills' face from the movie Seven, while also increasing the anxiety and tension that we feel from experiencing those emotions on the screen. Of course, close-ups aren't limited to characters, but can also be used to cut into an object within a scene. And with a scene filled with medium shots and medium close-ups, a close-up shot will stick out and place more importance on that particular moment within the story, essentially creating contrast, so use it wisely.
Colonel, I have just one more question.
The extreme close-up can capture specific details of a character or object, typically framed as close to the face as possible, including all of the facial features or even individual facial features. This is often used to show very small details otherwise too challenging to see in a regular shot. It can also give you a sense of the raw emotion a character is feeling, or even reveal important details about a character or thing.
So there you have it, the different types of classic film shots. And we use these different shots within a sequence to communicate different types of things to an audience. Go out there, experiment, film your own sequences, and if you want to learn more, check out the link below to my Skillshare page where I teach a lot more on filmmaking and video editing. Thanks for watching.